Some of you guys who are on Instagram may follow St. Nick's Knives. They're actually a local knife shop here in Alabama. They posted a picture of the Spyderco Smock a few days ago, saying that they had one in their storefront. I had Connie contact them. It was in their Florence, Alabama store. They did a transfer, gave her a call today, and she went and picked it up. So I finally got a hold of a Smock. I thought I had this on pre-order with BladeHq, but going back through the history of my account, it looks like the knife that I thought I had forgotten about on a pre-order was what I actually pre-ordered instead of the Smock. So back in February or March, I put this knife on pre-order thinking I put the Smock knife on pre-order. Now that's not a big deal because I wanted this knife, so I got it, no problem. Same with this one. I thought I had it on pre-order, I didn't, but now that I have it, no problem. When I first purchase a knife, I always take the pivot out and put plumber's tape on it. That way I don't have to worry about Loctite or the pivot falling out or any of that nonsense. I wasn't aware of this, but if you loosen this pivot, the second detent ball has a great chance of falling out. So when I took the screw out, I opened the knife and I heard a twang. Well, that twang was the second detent falling out. So now I've got no detent or no second detent in the knife. So I can use it kind of like a compression lock, axis lock. I've got it a little tight though, so it doesn't just fall out. I have to actually give it a little shimmy shake to do that. I have noticed it flips a little easier, but I've also got a little clicking when I close it. Right there. I don't know if you can hear that. Tick, tick. I'm digging it a lot. I know it's gotten a lot of hate just for random things. The lanyard hole, of course, being one. This choil being another. Where the finger groove is and not really being a true finger choil to put your finger on. I don't know how these guys use their knives, but this fits perfect for me. I'm not worried about my finger coming across and getting cut. I'll leave that there. In all honesty though, if I were using this knife in a work environment, that's the grip I would probably hold. That's the grip I'm comfortable with when I'm stripping cable. I see no reason that it would be different with this knife. It's fairly comfortable. I have no problems with it. The clip, the lanyard hole, yeah, I can see the problem here. You're gonna have a lot of knives sticking out. A lynch clip is ideal. I'll probably order one myself. Flipper tab. It's like the Boker Quakin mod. It could use a little jimping. My finger does have a tendency to slip off. Otherwise, I got no problems with it. The carbon fiber feels more like plastic G10 kind of material. Does not feel like carbon fiber at all. Again, I got no problem with it. It looks good. It functions. That's all I need. I got some other knives out here because I wanted to do a quick little comparison. I keep hearing how this compression button lock is some new innovative design nobody else has came up with, and I've got a few examples here that are pretty much spot on or very, very similar to what you see inside this knife. One of them, of course, being another Spyderco, but the other three is a Benchmade Nagara, I don't know how you pronounce it. It's an old Colt that's kind of modeled after the SOCOM Elite Mini, and a Dalton 07 Militia. And I'm going to bring you guys down here and we're going to take a look at some of these locks. So first up, we'll take an actual look at the Smock. So as the knife engages, like a compression lock, that little tang slides across the blade, traps it against the stop pin here, and then when you close it, you push this button, and that closes that little inside liner lock. It's like a reverse liner lock. Very clever, very cool. This is a Benchmade Nagara. This is called the Knack Lock. See anything familiar? So it's a cool design, but I'm just trying to throw it out there that it's not new. There's nothing new under the sun. Everything's been thought of by someone else. This is a Spyderco Autonomy 2. I'm not real sure how this lock works. I'm not sure how any of this stuff works inside this knife. Never taken it apart, never intend to. But when I first got it, I noticed that it looked like a compression lock with a button. Again, I have no idea how this thing works, but I do know that button pushes in and a little tang slides over. This one's a little different. This is a Colt model. I can't remember the exact designation, but it's basically modeled after a SOCOM Mini. If you look in this area, there you can see it better at this angle. See that little tab? When you press this button, it pushes that little tab in. Again, I don't know how this lock actually works. I've never taken it apart, never intend to, but it looks pretty similar. Looks pretty similar. And finally, last but not least, we got a Dalton 07 Militia. Again, you press the button, this bar slides over. See how it traps against the blade tang, stopping it against the stop pin. Now the Dalton model reminded me of a G&G Hawk. I think it's called the Dog Lock. They've got it on a couple of their models, but this lock right here reminds me very much of that one. So if this is a lock that you're actually digging and something you're into, maybe check out that G&G Hawk Dog Lock. It might be something right up your alley. Well guys, I appreciate you checking this video out. It's not a review. I am not a reviewer, but I did want to show off a few other models that have very similar qualities to this lock. I appreciate y'all watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Y'all have a good one.